So, Elon Musk has been coming off kind of lame to me in the past couple of weeks. I'm going to talk to you about it. Now, I think, for me personally, not sure about yourself, when Elon started really digging into politics towards the end of the last election, I found it a little bit odd. You know, he didn't really mention any political aspirations before, but it seemed like he really did a lot of work, and he actually did a really successful job at helping Donald Trump to get into office. You know, he does have a lot of fanboys online. He does have a community of people that he can influence. So he was able to get a lot of them out. There are a lot of young men, a lot of his fanboys. There are young men who maybe have sort of given up on life, people who don't necessarily plan to vote in most elections. And I think he was able to rally a lot of them and get them out and come and support, come and vote for the first time. Maybe first time in a long time. Yeah, a lot of people from the gamer community as well. He has a big reach. There are people who love his cars. You know, you've got to be a fan of his in order to like the Cybertruck. Let's be honest here. The Cybertruck, while it may seem cool the first time or two that you see it, it's not a practical vehicle. That is clearly purchased only because you're a fan of his. And that's fine. Just saying that the man has a lot of reach. So when you work so hard to help a man come into office and then you're so palsy. I mean, these guys were like the Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard. Wow. That's where my mind went for my first reference of a dynamic duo. The Dukes of Hazzard. My word. Dukes of Hazzard, Cagney and Lacey. Might as well go with all of them, right? Rizzoli and Isles. They were palsing around like Rizzoli and Isles. Nailed it. Remember, I don't know if you remember the first couple of weeks, he was hanging out in that Oval Office. You knew he wanted to sit in that chair, hanging out in his weird outfit. It was like the early 2000s, that outfit he was wearing, like denim jeans. He was wearing jeans, a t-shirt. Typically, you would want, if you were wearing t-shirts and a blazer, you would want to wear like a plain t-shirt, not something with a lot of graphics. He's wearing all these graphic tees with his sport coat. And then it was a weird look. It doesn't come off as cool, at least not to me. Maybe there are some people that thought, oh man, this dude has so much style. I didn't think so. But anyway, he's hanging out there in his weird outfit. And they seem like best friends. They're just, they cannot stop congratulating each other. They went to a UFC fight together. UFC fight. If you're attending UFC fights together, you're pretty tight, man. I remember when I didn't go to UFC fights, but I used to watch them with my fellow teammates at my Muay Thai studio. I mean, we were people, man. So you guys were really tight, really close. And so, as far as we know, they had a falling out because he didn't agree with the big, beautiful tax bill. I call it that because that's what they call it. What a weird name. They have a lot of weird names. They name things like children, just FYI. I don't care what political side of the political aisle you're on. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I'm not sure if I would necessarily offend, but I'll crack jokes on both sides. I really don't care, ultimately. I got lost in my train of thought because I'm going off the top of the head. No notes. Equal opportunity offender. So, big, beautiful tax bill. They name things like children. Like my niece, right? She'll name things like, oh, that's my doggy. You know, like my son would do the same thing. They name things like toddlers, like infants. No, not infants, toddlers. Toddlers is the correct age. Anyhow, he said that that's what he disagreed with. Fine, you can agree that that's what it is. I don't know. I feel like there might be more to it. I feel like either way, he got offended some way, shape, or form, and now they have this tremendous falling out. And it's been very public, this falling out, right? So first he's threatening to, he's saying that Donald Trump was on the Epstein list, which I gotta say, it just makes Elon Musk come off sounding and looking stupid. Real dumb. Like, first of all, let's say Trump is on the Epstein list, right? Let's say, hypothetically speaking. And Elon Musk knew this the whole time. What kind of person would it make him if he still chose to help get this man elected? So whether or not it's true doesn't matter for the purposes of this, but I think it just shows that he's a man of such poor character. I don't know, I don't know if people in the world really think about these things anymore. I don't think character, I feel like everyone's just about getting views and likes and clicks online. So I don't think character morality plays into things very much anymore. But they did for me. You know, I grew up raised in the, I grew up on Long Island, and I went to Catholic school. So I did all of my sacraments and everything. So I'm not super religious now anymore. It did at least provide me with some sort of a moral framework. And I feel like some of these people are lacking it. Like, so fine, you're going to throw out the whole Epstein accusation there. And to me, I think it's a lie. And that just goes to show how trashy he is as well. So you're just willing to just throw lies out into the public sphere? So if you're willing to just throw lies out, right? If it is in fact a lie, then that also continues to reflect poorly on you. Dude, you're trash. You're absolute trash. Like, you're using your power, your wealth, and your position. You know that people trust and believe in what you say. Why are you going to start going down that rabbit hole like this? It doesn't make sense to me. And then now his latest ploy is starting the America First Party. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? You would just weeks ago celebrate. It hasn't even been one full year. I know sometimes with this man in office, it feels like it's been 10 years, but it hasn't even been one full year. Dude, it was only months ago, like 6 months ago, you were jumping around on stage, acting like a little groupie. And now all of a sudden you want to start an America First Party? Dude, this man is full of shit. I don't necessarily want to be the type of person that's cussing all the time, but that's, you got to call a spade sometime. I don't know if he still has a lot of fans. I'm sure if you've been a fan of his, it takes a lot for people to stop loving or liking their heroes, I think. I mean, think of it. Let's use R. Kelly as an example. I mean, when the first lawsuit happened in the late 90s, right? His fans stayed around. There was video evidence that showed him urinating on a child. And benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. And that's with video. Now, while I'm not saying that Elon Musk has videos of him urinating on people's faces, I'm also not saying that I know that for sure. He possibly does. That's another lovely day out. It's a heat advisory. So enough respect to the guys doing some landscaping over here, doing a great job. I always say these guys are hardworking, man. The guys who work out outside, the guys who are landscaping, doing that sort of work, it's not easy. Yes, they have beautiful tans. They look amazing all summer round. But I'm sure they get really dehydrated a lot. I hope that they're having electrolytes and things like that. Are you into electrolytes? I got into electrolytes as a group fitness instructor. I had never, I remember Gatorade. Gatorade has electrolytes, but Gatorade also has tons of sugar. So I was not an electrolyte person. It wasn't until I started teaching Hot Hit that I started really getting into electrolytes. Actually, no, that's wrong. Slightly before that, I practiced yoga. And at one of my yoga studios, at the main yoga studio, my boy Neil, he hooked us up. We have Superior. There's a brand of electrolytes. There's Element. There are a bunch of, Gatorade even makes electrolyte powder nut too. So just in case you're the type of person who's always dehydrated, you always feel like you're thirsty, instead of grabbing juice, why don't you grab some water, grab some electrolyte powder, mix it up. Fantastic. Oh, another secret hack? Seltzer water. First, you got to take a cup of water. You put just a little bit of regular tap or still water in there. Spring water. You have to put the electrolytes in there. You got to let it mix up, dissolve in there first before you add the seltzer water. If you try to add the electrolytes to seltzer or vice versa, it's going to bubble up and it's going to bubble over the cup. Just FYI. That's a little life hack there. You know who isn't giving you life hacks like that? Elon Musk. Wow, I came full circle on that. Back to this dude starting the America First Party. So he did a little unofficial poll on Twitter or X. Funny. It goes to show people are fans of his, but they don't buy into all of his bullshit, which is why we still call it Twitter. We're not going to call it X. We're never going to call it X. It's fool. We're here thinking he's some sort of X-Man or something. Anyway, he did an unofficial poll, and he said that, you all clearly want the America First Party, so it's going to start, or we will give it to you. There are a lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles to starting a third political party. Also, Americans typically not keen on a third political party, on a three-party system. I don't know. He's got a hard sell on that. Didn't they try to start the Tea Party ages back? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to the Tea Party? They had real politicians starting that one. This one's being started by a narcissistic businessman. I'm not sure how much legs this thing's got. I'm truly not a fan of this guy. I was a fan. Let me take that back. Back in the day, when I thought he was a genius, when I heard that he was a genius, I really was a fan. I remember hearing, Elon Musk, like, he created Tesla. Like, I remember that was a rumor going on. Like, he liked the scientists. Like, it was his technology. He made Tesla. He made those super efficient cars. And then, come to find out, he bought into the company and then kind of forced the original founders out so that it would look like he did start and create the company, like it was his baby, like it was his brainchild. Teslas are still nice. Never going to take that away. They got good chargers. They have nice infrastructure. But I think that's what he should just focus on. Stock price has plummeted since he started his political ramblings, aspirations, and antics. I was going to say all three of those at the same time, and they got stuck in my brain. Stock price has plummeted since he started his political aspirations, his mingling in our political process. That's what it is. There we go. I'll try out 3 sentences. I'll keep trying sentences until I find the right one. So stock price has plummeted. He needs to focus on that. So one of the things he mentioned as far as the tenets of his new political party, I nearly forgot. He wants to introduce the use of more AI into our military to help make things more efficient. And this dude is just, it's ridiculous, man. Like, isn't that exactly how Skynet started? This fucking fool. So first of all, he's over here trying to start a new political party. Now he wants to have AI take over our military. How's that going to work? How's that going to work exactly? This man is a fool. I think he likes using like popular terms like AI. He likes using AI, military. He knows the American attention span is really short. He just likes using those terms. So he grabs attention and people are like, oh, I like that. I'll vote for that. He doesn't think out. Like I was saying, I don't think he thinks things out very well. That's clearly not something he's thought out very well. Do you really think we need more AI? I feel like the military is using AI already. They use it with their drones. Funny, as much as we've seen AI talked about all over the place, I haven't heard the military clamoring for it just yet. Maybe they want to keep their jobs. That's a good idea. Having an industry where people retain their jobs. Elon is another one of these fools, man. Like a lot of these corporations. They just want to keep using AI. Keep using AI. And getting rid of people. So I think eventually we're all supposed to become content creators. That's the plan. I think that's the ultimate plan. That's a big conspiracy if you want to find one. We're all supposed to become content creators. And once we're all content creators, no one's a content creator. I don't know. They're going to have to figure something out. Also, Elon Musk needs to stay out of our political process. He's a fool. He should go back to business. We never wanted him there in the first place. Now he's trying to... He was never welcome, in my opinion. But now he's definitely overstaying his welcome. Yeah. But that's me hating on Elon Musk a little bit. I don't necessarily like to hate on people. But every once in a while, they deserve it. And he is definitely one fool that deserves it. I got other people I can hate on. Would you like to hear that? Do you hate on people occasionally or often as well? Do you agree with what I said about Elon Musk? You let me know in the comments, whatever you're thinking in response to this. Maybe you think I'm foolish for all of the things I said. Well, you know what? That's valid too. I mean, I didn't even script this out, so I'm sure I sounded rather foolish setting this out myself, but thank you regardless for watching this video. Even if it filled you with rage, You enjoy the rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.